Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching Lost. This is the 6th episode of the 4th season. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you'd like to watch today's full episode, it is available for free in a link in the description below. Just click on it, put the password in and enjoy. I've got to say something very interesting. You know, if you're not aware, I say it quite often, but in the description below we do run links to different polls for the shows. Now currently, and for all of the videos on the channel around Lost, we have been running the most liked season of the show. So there's 6 seasons, 3 votes are allowed. You guys can pick your favourite 3, and in the end, we get to see them aggregated, the top 3. I've just had a look, and currently 4, 5 and 6 are the top most liked ones. So that's very interesting. That means that potentially 5 and 6 are even better than all of the ones that we've seen so far up until this moment, and the rest of this season still has to come. So it's got me so excited. You know, it's not really a spoiler like for me going into that and seeing it. It's just good to see obviously everybody's opinion, because you know, I thought the first 3 seasons was fantastic, and looking at that vote that everybody's doing currently and it's winning, it just excites me, mate, for what is to come. It just shows that the show doesn't digress in terms of its popularity and the amazing writing, and we've got plenty more action and chaos to come. So if you're interested in having your say, it is in the description. We're going into the last episode, probably the best episode of the season. It was all about Desmond, all about his visions. He was jumping in the future, jumping in the past, you know. He was finding Daniel back in the past, basically in 1997, telling him that he was having visions and seeing stuff that was happening in 2004, which is the timeline of this show. And it was very, very good. He actually made contact with the help of Saeed to speak to Penelope as well. It's the first time that she knows that he's alive. She explained that she's been searching for him for the last 3 years, and also both of them expressed their love for each other, which is really good as well. It gives him hope now. You know, the interesting thing is, yes, we have been seeing his visions here and there, and he had the one about Charlie bang on and correct, didn't there? And obviously in these like ones with Daniel, it turns out that basically he had to have a cornerstone. He had to have, you know, something that he could connect in the present and obviously in the past, something that would bring him into the reality. He was explaining that, you know, they've been testing the mouse, and it got confused. It didn't really know which reality it was in. Was it, you know, in the future, in the past, in the present? It didn't know. It ended up switching a circuit in his brain, and he ended up dying. So again, this kind of helped, you know, Desmond getting on the phone, calling Penelope, I reckon brought him back into, you know, back into the room, basically, because he was starting to get nosebleeds. He was losing his mind. He was forgetting where he was. He didn't know who people were, and Saeed was a key man in helping him in last episode. I thought it was a great one, the best one of the season so far, and pretty much sure everybody will agree on that one. Even though the season's been really good, last episode was fantastic. Hopefully this one is just as good, and I can't wait to see what we have in store for us. So thanks for checking it out today. If you do enjoy it, please smash a like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, let's jump into today's episode.
Sorry I'm late. You must be Dr. Burke.
Juliet, please don't take this the wrong way, but I really don't think I need therapy.
So you've been here a week? And what's your least favorite part so far?
I don't like being treated like a celebrity. I guess I don't like being the center of attention.
Well, maybe you feel that all eyes are on you, but you're not a celebrity. And soon enough, you'll realize that you're no different than anyone here.
This is actually interesting that it made it look like she was the one that got off the island, but this was when she arrived.
Welcome to your humble abode. 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, washer, dryer, fresh linens, a well-stocked fridge.
Seriously, you shouldn't have gone to all the trouble. I'm only going to be here for 6 months.
I want you to feel at home.
Why are you going to all this trouble when we're about to leave this island?
Oh, I still need somewhere to sleep tonight, right?
Juliet, Charlotte and Faraday, all their stuff's gone.
샬럿하고 페라데이는 정글로 들어가는 거 봤는데?
We saw them going into the jungle.
Why didn't he say anything?
You said they are friends.
Fan out. If you cut their trail, call out to me. I'll come to you.
I've always wondered what it is, what the island's saying.
Jack?
Wow.
Long time no see.
Decent. I've always wondered, do you remember when that woman come to trial Juliet and she sat Jack down and she was asking him questions? Who is she and where's she from? She's obviously living on this island still, but not in this location. And where was it where Ben was trying to originally get his people to pack up and move to? And where have they moved to, actually? Because Ben extracted himself, didn't he? And went with Alex this way. And they've obviously gone that way. And they've gone somewhere. Where is it? You know, there's still more of them. So I do want more of that. And it's good that we're getting some sort. Is she seeing it? Is she not? Is she, you know, imagining it? Who knows? And the island's always talking as well. I've always wondered what the specific meaning is and why people can hear whispers. You know what I mean?
What are you doing here? I
came to deliver a message. 2 people you're looking for, they're headed to the Tempest. And if they figure out how to deploy that gas, then everyone on this island is going to die. Ben is exactly where he wants to be.
How am I supposed to stop them?
By pointing the gun and pulling the trigger. I just told her where the people you're looking for are headed. Maybe you and your gun can go too.
How's she gonna dip out? The thing is, you know what? Is it that far-fetched to believe, Ben?
I was just looking for some gauze. I didn't know anyone was here.
How'd you manage that?
I work over at the power station. I was pressed up against a transformer. I heard we lost Henrietta this morning.
Pregnant women are dying on this island. I was brought here to help fix that.
No one expects you to fix it overnight. Anyone to talk to? Maybe Harper.
I get the feeling that she's a mean and spiteful person.
She's my wife.
Oh, she must have died then. Oh, actually, I don't even know what's going on there, actually. Because I'm sure he was in bed with her.
Really, it's okay.
If you promise not to tell your wife what I said about her, I won't tell anyone that you lied about how you hurt your arm. I know a chemical burn when I see one.
I'm Goodwin.
I knew he was going to say that.
Juliet.
See, what I don't understand there is, he's just said that that woman was his wife. I am sure in one of the backstories, she was eating ice cream in bed with Goodwin and they was making out and stuff. And then that woman's alive here in the present. What's going on there then? Did that guy leave his wife for Juliet? If so, mate, there's some beef going on there, isn't there? Like, literally. That was interesting, that, actually. And as well, before we go back into that, why was he building a runway? What's Ben's intention there? You know? And what are these chemicals that they've been using? There's still loads of things, if you think about it, that need to be explained.
If there's something you need to tell me, now's the time to do it.
What I need is for you to help me. Will you help me?
I'd be fuming if I was Jack. I would help her, but fuming.
What happens if I can't do it?
Look at me. I know you can do this. Should we get going?
Russo. Oh, it's Kate.
Okay.
Venturing back.
Okay, it's Kate.
Kate's like, what?
Jack was trying to communicate with Saeed and Desmond on the freighter, but their sat phone ran out of juice. Totally dead. There's no way we can call the boat.
Mind if I take a look?
Get head down, show her.
Batteries, huh? What's this for?
Kate should never have turned her back on it. It was obvious that, wasn't it?
She was my therapist.
A therapist?
It's very stressful being another, Jack. I'm sure there are things from your past that you'd rather not talk about.
Yeah, read them all in my file.
The white blood cell count plummets. It's like the immune system turns on the fetus.
Any thought yet on a cause?
It's really too early to tell.
Hey, Juliet. Ethan's out sick. I have an extra egg salad on rye. I was just checking to see if Juliet wants it.
I already ate.
Ben?
No, I'm fine.
Ben's pretty good at reading stuff, isn't he? He knows it. He tried to get his hand close then and she like whipped it away.
What do you think of Ben? Very smart and intense. It's been really good to me. Of course he has. You look just like her.
Why would you make a comment like that as a
I see you and my
therapist?
husband become friendly. When did you start sleeping with him?
Okay. I'm not doing this. We're done.
No, please respect me enough to spare me the pretense that you are actually offended. Now, if you continue to have a relationship with Goodwin, there will be consequences. I don't want him to get hurt. I would never hurt him. Look, I am not talking about you. I'm talking about Ben.
I don't even know really what she's on about there, but I mean, turning like somebody finding out that the partner's cheating on them and the person who's doing the cheating is right in front of you. I mean, I suppose that situation there that she was in is the best it could ever go. You didn't get beaten up, didn't even get hit, punched, nothing. I mean, I'm surprised that, you know, they didn't try to kill him. That's what I would do if I was on the island anyway. There's no way I'd be doing that. Do you know what I mean? I'd be going madness. All she was like is, mate, look, you know, can't be doing that. I can't be hurting Ben. I thought that was actually really interesting. So, Juliet, you know, she has actually had an affair with this guy. And his wife actually knows about it as well. And she's still on the island, which is interesting. You know, she's not even having actual visions. Like I said, in this island, you're never too sure if they're there or they're not. You know what I mean? Ben seen a vision of his mum, I think, when he was a little kid. She died. Seen visions of Walt. I'm sure he's not there. You know what I mean? We've seen other people like Hurley have visions. So sometimes you have to wait for it to be fully confirmed to know that it actually is a person that is actually on the island.
Is there something I can do for you?
I want to know what's going on with Miles.
Right now, not a whole lot.
I'd like to talk to him myself.
Different approach.
I just think we might be taking the wrong approach.
Yeah.
I mean, You killed one. Ben shot one. Now we're holding one prisoner.
It's not going to happen, Claire.
John, I don't...
You do remember what Charlie said about these people?
All Charlie said was whose boat it isn't. Don't you want to know whose boat it is?
Eat, change, put your laundry and dishes by the door. I'll be back to collect them in 15 minutes.
Has the revolution begun yet? Or?
Gets him every time.
Well, you're the leader now. I know it's a tough position. Your people are going to be so angry when they realize you still don't have a plan.
And I assume you have a plan.
Of course he does.
I always have a plan.
You always has one.
Does it involve you raising $3.2 million?
I can help you, John. We have shared interests. Give me some semblance of freedom. Let me sleep in a bed and eat with utensils. And I give you my word, I'll tell you everything you want to know about the person who sent the
there's the
traitor.
problem. I don't trust your word.
I guess I'll have to show you.
See, am I the naive one to believe Ben? Because he's lied about... I think... He's done small white lies. Like, I mean, these minuscule lies, like I was born on the island and you want. Nothing really that bad, do you know what I mean? But, like, I had to believe most of the stuff that he says is true. You know what I'm saying? Like, he did tell him about the balloon, but he said it was his wife, but it was somebody else. But he gives a lot of correct... I personally think that he gives a lot of correct information. I think I do think he's dead smart. I think he has a plan all the time. He gets in Locke's head every single time. Like, Locke is so rookie in these situations. It's obviously a big learning curve for him, but the first time you had him in the hatch, you know, he got in his head and you could hear him smashing the plates on the outside. Yesterday or the day before, you know, he got into his head again and he was smashing the plates against the wall. And again, he's come down and giving food and straight away it's in his head. But I do believe that he is telling the truth. Like, these people are not who they thought he was. And that was Ben's whole premise of the first time that they were saying to Jack when he sat down. He's like, these people here, mate, if they come to the island, it'll be the death of us all. It turns out it's possibly true. They're going to this location, the Tempest, to try and gas it, destroy it, take the power system down. I don't know. But it seems like there's a possible way that they're all going to die. Do you know what I mean? Like, I personally think I would trust him, and obviously somehow he gets off the island as well, because in the story that we're seeing with Saeed, he's there in the normal world doing hits for him. So it's very interesting, and I would like to see more of it, to be honest. I think he's really clever. I'm not saying he's the best character. I think that every time he eats it annoys me. I just don't like the way his mouth, he chews the food. If I'm being nice, it stresses me out. But I do think he's good.
I hope this is good. Wish we could do this all the time. Ridiculous. I've been sleeping on the couch for a year. Why am I not just telling her?
Oh, right. So they were already on the rocks.
Good idea. Ben wouldn't like it.
What this is about? You're worried about Ben? Why, because he has a crush on you? Come on, everyone knows. He follows you around like a puppy. Now, a little less than a kilometer from here, he has me working with chemicals. Kill every man, woman, and child on this island if I flip the wrong switch. Ben has enough on his plate. The last thing he cares about is you and me.
See where the tail landed? Yeah. We're all in the water. You run, you can make that shore in an hour. Listen, learn, don't get involved. I want lists in 3 days.
Reckon that was a purpose selection. Smart Ben, isn't it?
Hey, it's all right, it's okay.
She's well disoriented, didn't she?
I'll go get her some water.
Yeah, thanks.
I ran into Faraday and that woman. I think she hit me. Do you know where they were headed?
Some sort of power station.
Juliet's gone to the station.
You're not leading me out into the jungle so you can disappear or shoot me in the back.
If my people still wanted me, John, they would have stormed this camp long ago. It's behind that picture.
Hey, he's giving him some key info. I don't know what it is, but if there is something there, he's trusting him.
361528.
Right, okay.
This is Charles Widmore.
This is the man that's been trying to find the island.
It's the man in the blindfold.
One of my people that had the misfortune to get caught. You've survived an airline crash on this island. 1 minute you're in a wheelchair, the next minute you're doing jumping jacks. Widmore wants to exploit this island, and he'll do everything in his power to possess it. Everything I know about Charles Widmore is in this file. I'm sorry I didn't tell you all this sooner.
There's one more thing I need to know. Your man on the boat. I want you to tell me who it is.
All right. But you might want to sit down.
Who do you reckon it is? Whitmore, there, he's searching for the island. Now, with the last episode and with everything that was being said about Desmond, it makes sense. Well, I can understand why he's searching for the island, because we've seen in that story that he was bidding on a bit of information. He was getting that diary, wasn't it? And he paid like 380 grand for it. And I'm assuming that he's taken that and he's got it and he's got the information in it. And what he's trying to do is he's trying to find the island because it was the Black Rock and that's where it come from. And I was saying, mate, imagine that went for that much money and that was then. Do you know what I mean? Now it's 2004, not 97. And where it is and with the oceanic survivors and everything that revolves around it, how much is it all going to be there? That's where it's interesting. That is why he obviously wants to get it, and that's why he's been searching for the island. But Desmond, yeah, he's there. If he can remember, he can give them key bits of info. Because like he said, some of that file is still guesswork.
She came through here. So did they, about half an hour ahead of her. Stayed because I had to find something out. I stayed to find out if the people on the freighter know who I am. They knew that I'm a fugitive, that I'm wanted for murder.
To be fair, it's a valid sponsor from Kate. You know what I mean? That was the truth, and she got the answer.
Sorry, I have to get this ham out of the oven or it'll dry out.
Ben, I thought this was a dinner party.
Just you and me. I guess I should have made that clearer.
Surely Ben knows that she's with Goodwin. I don't know, like, it's just awkward being forced into situations, isn't it?
Wonderful you've been with Zach and Emma.
Asking me about their mother in Los Angeles. I'm not really sure what to say.
They'll stop asking in time.
Do they really belong here?
They're on the list, Juliet.
Good one. He's been undercover for 3 weeks.
Making a case for this woman, Ana Lucia. I think she'd be a valuable member of our society. Feels very passionately about her. There's no reason for him to hurry back. But his assignment will be over soon.
And the jealous type don't look good on Ben.
Computer switching to manual operation.
Hey! Step away from the computer.
I'm so sorry. I can't do that.
Shoot him, Juliet. Don't kill him. Just shoot him, though.
You want to release the gas, you'll die with the rest of us.
I'm trying to render it inert, Juliet. I just want to make it safe.
Take her mask off as well. Yeah, she got it off.
We're trying to disable it before he can use it against us. Look me in the eye and tell me you are certain the Benjamin Linus wouldn't use this gas to kill everyone on this island.
Used it before? Well, I was saying I trust Ben before. What happened? Have they used it before when he took out all of the people that was from the Dharma Project? That's what it is. That's why they all had masks that time. Right, that's interesting, that, actually.
What are you reading?
Shepard's file. He's a spinal surgeon, Ben. He has extensive experience in tumor removal. I thought you'd be more excited.
I need you to come with me.
I'm sorry, Juliet.
Sorry about what? Oh my god. Oh my god. What happened?
I can only assume they found out he wasn't one of them.
Why did you bring me out here?
What, you mean instead of his wife?
You sent him out here because you knew this would happen. You wanted this. You wanted him to die.
After everything I did to get you here, after everything I've done to keep you here, how can you possibly not understand that you're mine?
It's like, well, weird. The moment you start feeling like a prisoner, the moment you've lost it and you never gain it back.
Kate, it's all right. They're on our side.
Our side, Juliet.
Daniel's inside securing the facility. If you come with me, I will be more than happy to explain exactly how we just saved your life.
Okay.
Ben, he told me to kill both of them. These people came here to wage war against Ben. And Ben's gonna win, Jack. When he does, you don't want to be anywhere near me. Because he thinks that I'm his. And he knows how I feel about you.
What have they actually done in there? Stop the gas from being released? They got together, these two. They're well confused now.
What are you doing now? See you guys at dinner.
I'm like that broken record, you see. Do you know, like when something happens, or it's like somebody says something all the time and you're like, stop it, man, you've told us. But I'm telling you again, Ben, even though I wouldn't say he's a great character, like, he is a key essential one that makes the show better. You know what I mean? Like, and, you know, imagine him not being in it right now. Like, you know, well, somebody else clearly would obviously be taking the reins, but he's just so interesting. I just don't understand, like, how you can full on hate him. You can dislike him here and there, but, like, he's so funny, like, in my personal opinion, in certain situations. Just like that, I thought that's hilarious. Like, and he's, I actually believe, like, he's dead smart as well. He knows what he's doing. He has a plan. He's always one step ahead. He's never lost yet, I personally don't think. He used that gas, now think back on it. You know, he has used that gas one time before to kill all of the Dharma Project people when he teamed up with Richard. And now, obviously, well, this is what I don't really understand, actually. So Charlotte and Daniel, they went to the station and stopped the gas from being released just then. Is that right? They said that they wanted to stop it from being used. Now, it looked like they did stop something. So if it was used, that means that everybody on the island would have died. So then I don't really understand that one, because Ben's trying to stop everybody. Well, he's consistently saying that he's trying to stop everybody on the island from dying. And he wants to stop Daniel and Charlotte and Miles and co. from coming in and obviously killing everybody there. Basically, if you follow the end of last season, he was saying, if you call that boat, that'll be the end of everybody here on the island. I recently had a choice where I took the lives of 40 people because I had to protect everybody that I loved, so to speak. And his choice was doing the gassing, so obviously he could choose the right side. And he was saying, if you make that phone call, you're going to be choosing the wrong side, and you're going to be condemning all of us to death because they're going to come in and kill us, basically. But we haven't actually seen that so far. Now, they are cryptic, and we finally understood in today's episode who's coming to the island, whose boat it is. It's not Penny's, it's the dad's. But we understood, well, if you go off last episode with the Black Rock and the bidding, and this episode, and earlier on in the show about the Black Rock on the island, that's what he's actually searching for. But then we've also been told that they're searching for Ben specific. Maybe it's because, you know, Ben's on the island and they want to find that boat and they want to get him and take him to, who knows, I don't know. Miles has not been in it for a while. He asked for $3.2 million, not seen him. You know what I mean? But I do think Ben's good. I think he makes it so much more interesting. I never know if he's telling the truth or not. Before really running the episode, I was like, look, mate, you know, is it so far-fetched that I would believe Ben in what he's been saying? He said a couple of white lies here and there, but things that he's saying seem to be quite true quite often. And he knew all about these people. Now, we didn't find out who his spy was on the boat. You know, he told Locke to sit down, but we didn't see it. But it is quite fascinating. And he's a character that he just keeps the show consistently interesting, and the show need more of them. If they could do that with another character and everything that evolves around them is like, well, to be honest, Desmond is kind of one. When we get one of his stories, it's so much more better and it's really interesting to watch. And I don't know, man, I think every time Ben's in it, it makes it more fascinating. And obviously with his story, I can always like, I get excited to see what's his next step and what's his next plan. Okay, that's gonna wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hope the guys enjoyed it. So interesting stuff that's happening here on the island. You know, Ben has a way of getting in Locke's head all of the time. He does, doesn't it? Every time he brings him food, he always manages to say something, gets him listening, gets him interested, gets him angry, gets him upset, and now he's got him out of the cell, you know, just like that. And, you know, there's still quite a few things that we need to add in back into the show this season. So, first of all, started it with the Oceanic Six. We don't know who they are. We don't know all of the names. Second thing we need to know is apparently there was 8 survivors in the story that we had with Kate's episode, and obviously only 6 have survived. So again, who was the 8 and who's the 2 that they're pretending has died? Another one is we ended the episode with Kate picking up her son, Aaron. How did that happen? Why have we not heard anything of it yet? And what we're doing with that, you know what I mean? Another one that we need to kind of add in is the fact that somebody's died. Jack went to the funeral and nobody ended up turning up. It was just him. He was upset. Who was that and what's going on there? Do you know what I mean? Like, there's 4 things just straight off the top of my head that we've had introduced this season. So it's not as if it's coming from other seasons. It's literally been introduced this season, and we still need to get those answers. Like I said, it's exciting in previous episodes, the fact that it's only 14 episodes long, which means that we've got to cram all of it in the rest of this season, which makes the season potentially very exciting to conclude. Or, you know, we're not going to get all those answers and it'd be a little bit disappointing because we've got so much going on. Let's see. Not going to cast judgment. I'm just going to be hopeful and can't wait to find out. But today's episode, very interesting that we're seeing that basically Ben wants to control and own Juliet. Basically, you've seen her come to the island. He was giving her a house and that. She was like, I'm only going to be here for 6 months. He was like, yeah, but, you know, We tried to make you welcome. We could see her relationship kind of progressing with Goodwin. You know what I mean? I was confused at first because I was like, I'm pretty sure I've seen them together, but he's got a wife. What's going on there? And then he explained to Juliet that he's been sleeping on the couch. You get many of them things, don't you, actually, in real life? Sometimes people are married or something when they still get with somebody and you think it's weird, but then you realise that they've been distant or living apart in separate places, you know, for a couple of years and that. They've just never actually had that divorce, you know. And she was the therapist, and she's also turned up on the island here, and she's working for Ben and telling her to go and kill basically Charlotte and Daniel because they want to kill everybody on the island. So they've gone to do their little mission. She's chased them. She's left you know, Jack once she's found Kate, obviously knocked out in the woods because they'd done it, and she's gone to this facility. They're trying to put in a code. Hey, I don't know if they successfully put it in or what. I have no idea. It was like 2 seconds left before it was about to what looked like erupt and let the gas out, and then it stopped. And I'm assuming that he put it in right. I don't know, but they're coming around at the very end and they're explaining basically that what they've done is saved everyone on the island. You know, the gas was about to be deployed. It was about to kill everybody. But then I'm thinking that if that is the actual case, Ben would have died as well. And I don't really understand what's going on with that one, you know. Also, like I said, Goodwin's wife, where is she living now? She's obviously on the island, but where? Where is the person that come to question Jack when she was the court? You know what I mean? That she was going to sentence Juliet to death pretty much before Ben stepped in and said that she was getting marked. Is there any reference to that? What's happening with the runway? I think it was dropped in this season. Maybe it was last one. That, you know, they had Kate and Sawyer building and breaking rocks because he was building a runway. Are we going to get more answers to that? You know what I mean? Like, they're slowly, you sit down and think about little things going on here and there. The more that you need all these answers coming, obviously, to us. But I do think the season's been very well so far. I've been enjoying it. I never really know what to think of Juliet. In the moment, I'm like, oh, is she that person? Or is she trying to help? And then she'll do something like leave Jack today. And I'm thinking, she might still be kind of like loyal to Ben. And then you get to the end and then he does it. And then you get a bit more information. You think, nah, actually, she was trying to help. And then she explains that she's upset because, you know, she don't want to get close to Jack because Ben believes that she's the property of her. And it's like, oh, what's going on there? Do you know what I mean? Like, I like her again. And then, you know, we still got this Miles storyline with the 3.2 million that, you know, Ben supposedly needs to give him. We got Whitmore trying to come to the island, obviously relating to the Black Rock. What else have we got? Saeed into the present, still working for Ben. So he's off the island as well. And why is he going around doing hit jobs? You know what I mean? Like, who is it? That's something that's happened this season. What's another thing that's happened as well? I think one more thing's happened as well. My mind's going, but oh, the spy on the boat. Who is it? Is it somebody that we know? It can't be a tease, you know, like, it can't be like, oh, John, you've got to sit down for this one. And then it's just some dude that we've never met before. You know what I mean? Imagine if it was Michael. Would be mad. It can't be, can it? It can't be. But if it was, that would be a good twist. So there's still loads of things that can go on, and I can't wait to find out. Thanks for checking out today's episode. If you did enjoy it, please smash a like. Really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.